I'm Dave Brown and I'm here to look at the latest rule set from Reisswitz Press, a set for Napoleonic battles, General d'Armée. Here we'll look at melee and how that works in the rules. The melee phase is the final phase of the game turn and is fought simultaneously. If players have more than one melee, then they simply resolve each melee in turn. How does the melee system work? Well, melees only occur as a result of charges and are most likely to involve cavalry. So let's look at this example where French chasseurs have engaged British light dragoons. The melee system involves casualty dice, which we've already encountered in firing. In melee, close order infantry will receive a standard 5 casualty dice each, Cossacks 4 and artillery just 3. As expected, there are all the usual modifiers associated with better melee potential, such as superior morale grade, formation, casualty level and defending cover. All these modifiers bring more or less dice to your hand. So let's run through the British light dragoons. They start off with the standard 5 dice. They are of superior morale to the French chasseurs, so they gain an additional dice. Our British light dragoons are classed as veterans, whilst our French chasseurs are only line. Now, no other modifiers apply, such as casualties, being unformed or being attacked in the flank or rear, so they total their 6 dice. Now, melee dice work exactly in the same way as fire casualty dice, with a casualty inflicted on a score of 4, 5 or 6, with no casualty inflicted on scores of 1 to 3. The British player rolls his dice and now scores 3 casualties. And now the French chasseurs. They also receive the standard 5 dice, are still classed as fresh, and with no other modifiers applying, they remain on 5 dice, and they score also a lucky 3 hits, a draw. A draw melee permits both sides to reinforce if they have formed supporting units within support distance. However, in this situation, no supports are to hand, so immediately fight a second round of melee. Now, after one round of melee, all units are unformed. So our British light dragoons have their 5 casualty dice modified down to 4 for being unformed, and with no other modifiers applying, roll 4 dice and score 2 casualties. The French chasseurs again start off with 5 dice, modified to 4 for being unformed. This brings their total to 4. They roll, but unfortunately score no hits. The British light dragoons are victorious. Winning a cavalry melee by 2 or more casualties will see our British cavalry return to their own lines, while the French chasseurs must retreat or fall back on their nearest support within the retreat move distance. That is the melee phase complete. At the end of the melee phase, it also marks the end of the game turn. You may note that there is no separate morale phase in General d'Armée. Any retreating or routed units are actually rallied in the command phase, depending on whether the brigade obeys orders. So if your brigade obeys orders, your units rally, but if the brigade is hesitant, then retreating units will remain broken, while routing units will disperse. A further effect of broken units is that any 2 retreats or a single rout within one brigade will cause your brigade to falter. This requires a brigade command roll on a separate table that could see the brigade retire or even break. That completes our overview of the General d'Armée game turn. In the next and final video, we'll look at a game in play. I hope you join me then.